Hello beautiful crafty people, Michelle here, and we're not in my makery today because it is a big mess, but I just wanted to show you my final project for the No Buy in July hosted by Paper Crafting with Enos. I am running behind schedule here as I have been unwell. Thank you to those who have asked if I was okay. I know I've shared many times, but I have an autoimmune condition and a chronic pain condition that sometimes flares up and makes me unable to do just about anything. But I am better now, thank you, and moving on. So this week's projects were to make an embellishment box or 2 decorated cards. Now, so these are my cards. I will bring them closer so you can have a look. Now the card bases were pre-made ones that were just in a box with some envelopes. So I used a blue one and a yellow one for the other card. Then I cut some of the paper from the collection, which is the Bloom collection by Cartabella. Absolutely beautiful. I've used that for all of my projects. And then I die cut out this beautiful gold frame here, and then I put one of the cutter parts on top. It was a little bit too small for the frame, so I added a strip of the same cardstock from the background, and then I just put one of my favorite gold butterfly punches there. So it's a very simple card, but I think it looks very elegant. And then I put one of my gold butterfly punches on the inside there. So I'm very happy with that. I was going to put some enamel dots and things on, and I thought, but I like it how it is, and I don't want to put them in the wrong place and ruin it, or so somebody else, whoever gets it, can decide to do that if they want. So, and my next one, done exactly the same with the piece of cardstock, the cutout die cut, the cut apart, the strip of paper and the butterfly. But this one says, sometimes you'll never know the value of a moment until it becomes a memory. And I really like that quote. I think it's lovely. And then I put a little gold butterfly in there too. So those are my cards. Simple, but I think very elegant. I just love this collection. It is so pretty. And then for the embellishment box, this one stumped me a bit because I don't have a lot of beads, cabochons, flatbacks, all that sort of thing, charms. I don't have much at all. So I didn't have anything to put it in, but I had this old pill container. So I scraped with my scissors the days of the week off the top, and then I punched out, this is a Stampin' Up punch. So I punched out these pieces of paper which fit perfectly on here and allowed me to use my weird little bits of off-cut paper. Then I punched out some flowers with, I think that was a Fiskars punch. And then I used these alpha stickers. I'm sorry, perimenopause makes my brain stop working and I completely forget words. I forget what I'm talking about in the middle of a sentence. Sometimes it's awful. And these are the Gina K designs, maybe. Yeah, I think so. The alpha stickers. And then I put a little bit of this gold here. It's actually this frame. When I first cut it out, I cut it out with a different gold. You can see that one there on the embellishment box is a shinier gold. This is more of a matte gold. The shinier one is thicker and didn't cut very well. And I was trying to punch out all the pieces, but some of them, it just didn't cut properly. So I decided to cut the outside bits off that had punched out properly. And I just cut them up and glued them on there. I'm not 100% sure it worked, but I think it looks nice. And then I put on some gems I'm pretty sure I've used some of these gems in some of my other projects, so I put them on there to make it a bit cohesive. I put some of the yellow paper that I believe one of the bows I made. I used this paper, and I just put a punched out flower and a butterfly on there. So that's my embellishment box. And inside, I wrapped some beads because, as I said, I didn't have a lot of, I don't have any charms, or, well, a lot of. So I just put some in colours that match the collection. So there's those in that one. And in this one, I made some beaded bows that you can put on things. So I made those. Maybe I should make another one to put in there. And then the next one is there's a butterfly charm and a flower and a leaf. So it's more kind of beads that I've wrapped. There's a little flower with some. If you can hear heavy breathing in the background, that's my dog, Jax. He's lying on my bed behind me in the sunshine. And, yeah, he's a heavy breather. The next one is a collection of little doodahs. There's a bow, a heart. There's a flower bead. And there's some wooden butterfly buttons. And then there's some of these little beads that have the gold things on the top. So that's in the next one. And in the next one, I made some little flowers. Because you always need little flowers. And these are in the colours from the collection. So I just made a selection of little flowers. So those are in there. I think there's a dozen or so in there. And the next one is, I punched out my favourite butterfly punch. Oh, and there's some hearts as well. But I punched out butterflies, lots of them, with my favourite punch and papers from the collection, and lots of gold. And some of the shiny gold and some of the not so shiny gold. And there's heaps in there. So that, oh, of course they're not going to go back in. I'll do that later. And the last one, I made some tiny little bows with the paper collection. These are tiny little bows. These are fiddly to make. But they're handy to just put on things. I could have put one on the front of my embellishment box. But yeah, so I made those out of the paper collection. So that's my embellishment box. So that was week 4. And I'll just go over the rest of them. I'm not participating in the group swap because I live in New Zealand in the Southern Hemisphere, and there was nobody who wanted to pay the exorbitant shipping costs, which I completely understand. For my part, I was thinking that the money I had saved by not buying anything for the month would actually cover my cost of shipping international. But so I am thinking about having a giveaway of my projects, and so I'm thinking that anybody who comments on this video, like and comment and please subscribe, will go in the draw to win these projects, and I will send them internationally. I will draw it when I reach 700 subscribers, because I'm at 680 something at the moment, so I'm only 13 subscribers away. So once I reach 700 subscribers, all the comments on this video will go in the draw to win this happy mail. It will be. So you will get, I'll go over the projects again. You will get the embellishment box, the 2 cards, and then there is this box here, which was from last week, which was our flowers. And there's my handmade flowers in there. Oh, I think my dog wants to go out. You want to go out, buddy? Good boy. Sorry about that. So there's my box with my handmade flowers. And then there's my 2 shakers, butterfly shakers in there. And then in here are my 2 bag toppers. So one in there and one in there. Then there are my 4 bows. Right. And then my 2 shakers. Not shakers, sorry, rosettes. They're in this box. I'm not sure if they'll stay in this box. I might make another of these ones to put them in. I'm not sure. But so there's these. Yeah, my bow rosettes. And then there was my beaded item, which I had made 2 large hanging bows as my beaded item. And that's in there. I will also make a memory dex to go with it so that you'll have my details. Alright, thanks for watching everybody. Please go over and check out Enos's channel. I've recently discovered Enos and really enjoy watching her videos, and have gone back and watched some of her older ones along with a few other people I recently discovered through this challenge. Thank you so much everybody. Stay safe and keep crafting. Bye.